video for your liking. Today's video I'll be talking about my labor story. Ooh. Oh, I look weird. I don't know if it's just me, but I think I look weird because I don't have my glasses. I lost them. If you know me, I lose a lot of things. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I can't even see you. Like, I can't even see the camera or the numbers on the camera. That's how blind I am. But we gonna continue this video. Sorry, my neighbors like fell or something, I don't know. Anywho, so wind it all back. So it started November 19th. It was a Tuesday. I was feeling a little crampy. I had cramps, but I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, it's just regular cramp. It doesn't hurt that bad. I'm cool. And then Wednesday, I was fine. Thursday, I was cramping like really, really bad. Like, my mom had stayed the night. And mind you, my due date was the 21st, I believe. My due date was the 21st. And it was, the baby was coming like any day now. And so I started feeling cramping, and to find out there were contractions. Like, the cramping I felt Tuesday, I thought it was just Braxton Hicks. And then Wednesday I had cramping. I just thought it was Braxton Hicks because it would only last for like a little bit and then go away. And then Thursday night, it was lasting like forever. Like, I felt like it was never gonna end. And it was hurting really bad. Like, I was just very, very uncomfortable. And then on Friday, I had went to the doctor's because it was just hurting really bad. And they checked me to see if I was dilated. Sadly, I was not. I was only 1 centimeter dilated. And those were hurting so bad. Like, I was still able to talk through them, and I was still able to function through them. Well, not really function, because I was like laying down in bed and I had like a pillow between my legs because it hurted so bad. And but I was timing my contractions, and they were like a couple minutes long. I think they were like 8 minutes long. Wait, no, they were like a couple minutes long. I don't remember. And they would only last a couple seconds. Like, they weren't long enough to be real contractions. And then Friday night, it was getting like unbearable. Like, I was like, oh my god, like, it hurts. And my mom was still here. She was staying the night, and I was like sleeping in my room, but I was like in pain. And then Saturday morning, my boyfriend had came home from work, so it was like 6 in the morning, and he came home, and I just cried because it hurt so bad. And he was like, what's the matter, like, do we need to go? And I was like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital because I don't want them to send me home. Like, I want to make sure, like, I want to ride it out to where I can't do it no more. And then he was like, okay. He's like, well, I'm gonna take a shower and then let me know if you want to go after. Y'all, in the middle of his shower, I was like, babe, we need to go. Because I was leaned over like this. I was packing the bag. I was like, like this. I was like, we need to go. Like, I can't breathe. The pain is unbearable. Like, we need to go. I was like, I need pain medication. I need this pain to be gone. And so we went to the hospital, and I'm like dying in pain. Me and my boyfriend, we came up with this counting system to where it would distract me from the pain. So what would we do is, when I would get a contraction, he would say 1, and I'd say 2, 3, 4, and we would go back and forth until my contraction was done. And so we pulled up to the hospital, and the way the hospital is set up is they have the general hospital on this side and the pregnancy ward on this side. They're like across the street from each other. And then on this side, like on the sides of them, is a parking lot. And so we had parked, and then it was funny because the parking lady was like, you guys here to see anybody? If so, it's gonna be $3. And mind you, I'm all big, and I'm like, I need to go. I just need to go in. And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, go ahead. So we got in for free. And then I walked out, and he was like, do you want me to get a wheelchair? Do you want me to park like in the front? And I was like, no, I can walk. I got this. I can do this. I was wrong. I got to the front door, and they had like these pillars, and I grabbed onto the pillar, and I was like, oh my god. And I was just leaning over the pillar, and I was like this. And the security guard had seen me like about to have this baby on the floor, and he brings me a wheelchair because they see I can't walk anymore, and they pull me in, and I'm just in a wheelchair, and I'm like I'm just breathing because the pain was so unbearable. Like every time I got a contraction, I was just like squeezing so tight. And then they take you into this room, like kind of like triage, I guess, because you don't get a room yet. So they have you pee, they check your blood pressure, and they check your temperature, and then you have to wait until the doctor comes to see how dilated you are. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm in pain. Like, can y'all just please give me the pain IV? Please just give me medicine. Like, I don't want to do this shit. And so the doctor comes in. No, first the trainee did it. And she goes, 3, 4. And I was just like, I don't like, when I was pregnant, I did not like being checked to be dilated because they said my cervix, my thing or whatever, it was so far back that they couldn't reach. So, you know, ladies, or if you don't know, when you're starting at 36 weeks, I believe, they start checking to see how dilated you are every week. And it hurt so bad. Like, the first time she checked me, like, I, like, threw myself backwards at my gynecologist. Like, I threw myself backwards because it hurt. And they were like, oh my god, like, it's so far back there. And I'm like, I know, I feel you in my rib. Like, that, get out, please. Just get out. And so the fact that I had a trainee do it and then the actual doctor do it, I was just like, y'all, get it out. And they're like, okay, ma'am, like, you are 4 centimeters dilated. You will be admitted and we will get you in a room shortly. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because I did not want to go back home. I did not want to be in pain. And so she gave me, that's when they started setting me up. Like, they took me to the room, got me my pain IV, got me my gown, got me, like, everything I needed. And they gave me the pain IV, and that shit did not work. I still felt everything. I still felt all the contractions, and I still felt the pain. I still felt the pressure. I was like, look, this ain't working. My nurse, she was hilarious. Like, she made everything better. She was such, like, a bitch. But you know those people you meet that are funny bitches? She was a funny bitch, if that makes sense. And she was like, I was complaining about everything. I don't care. I'm a complainer. I will complain about everything. And she was like, oh my god, Sabrina, all you do is complain. I was like, I sure do. I forgot her name, but she was hilarious, and she was one of my favorite nurses. And she was like, are you getting epidural during your pregnancy, or are you doing natural? And I was like, I want the epidural, hook me up. And she was like, you want it right now? And I was like, no, I want to wait a little bit because I don't want the epidural to run out before I have the baby. And she goes, you're getting it now. She was like, a lot of patients wait and they wait too late, and then you end up having it natural. They're like, it's better to get it now before the person who gives epidural, like, can't do it anymore. Like, they end up being busy. So I was like, okay, whatever. Mind you, I'm terrified of needles, but I told the doctor, I was like, look, don't show me the needle. Don't tell me what you're doing. Just do it. And the way I cope with needles to, like, distract my mind from it, I watch YouTube videos. So the nurse has been, like, hunched over, holding a pillow, and I'm watching my YouTube videos, and the doctor's, like, putting the needle on my back, and I could feel it. And then, like, if, like, it didn't hurt, like, it just felt like a regular shot, like a pinch. And then he put something else in me, and then put something else in me, and then I felt just this cool liquid run down my back, and then I felt this warm liquid take over, and I was like, ooh, what the fuck is going on? And then when I felt the liquid, I was like, I don't like this, and I, like, grabbed hold of the pillow, and I was, like, whining, I guess you would say. I was whining into the pillow, because I wasn't screaming, and I wasn't moaning, it was, like, just whining. And then he was like, okay, all done. And I was like, bro, that's it? Okay, cool. I laid right back down. Y'all, I was chilling. Only my right side went numb, but I could still feel my left side. And then when he left, came back 30 minutes later, and I told him I could still feel everything. So he gave me an extra dose. Y'all, I was doped up. I was like, hey, everybody, how you doing? Like, I'm cool. And they were like, Sabrina, like, my boyfriend's family, they were like, Sabrina, you don't feel that? I was like, feel what, y'all? Like, I'm cool. And apparently my contractions were off the charts. Like, they were, you know, you see the contractions that go like this. Apparently mine was off the chart. And I was just, hi, everybody, what you doing? And I was like, I remember my neck being like this, and I was like, hey, and I was just laughing. And then sadly it wore off. I was upset. And then, you know, nurses changed. I got two new nurses. They're pretty cool. One of them I really like. She like helped me throughout my whole pregnancy. Like she helped me push. She helped me relax. Like she was the best. I forgot all my nurses' name. I feel so bad, but she was my favorite. And so let's see what happened. After that, they were like, okay, we're gonna give you a ball. Like they give you this big yoga ball kind of, and they put it between your legs. And so they put it between your legs, and like every 15 to 25 minutes or something like that, they switch you back and forth. And so I really didn't want the ball because it just looks very uncomfortable, and it was very uncomfortable. So they said we're gonna give me the ball so I could start dilating more because I was stuck at 4. I was like, okay, whatever. So they give it to me, and they're like, okay, you're gonna feel pressure down there, and the epidural's not gonna be able to help you because it's just pressure. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So I'm like feeling the pain, like it's there. And like I pushed the epidural, and then nothing worked. And I was like, oh yeah, they said, you know, it's not gonna work. And then so I'm chilling. Well, I'm not chilling because I'm feeling the pain, and I'm like like that. And then, you know, they keep coming in, flipping me over or whatever. And then the doctor came in, and he came in and checked on my epidural, and he goes, Sabrina, and I'm like, yeah. He was like, what's your pain level right now? I was like, pretty high. I was like, I don't feel nice. I don't feel great. Can you help me, please? And he goes, and the nurses were checking my contractions on the computer right here, and he's right here, and he goes, ladies. And he picks up the epidural thing from my back, like it was connected to my shoulder. Like I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like a little tube, and he just pulls it, and he goes like this to the girls. And then he was like, you know your epidural fell out, right? He's like, all the pain you've been feeling have been in the contractions. And I was like, for real? And he goes, yeah. And then my boyfriend and him go, wow, you have been doing an amazing job. He was like, your contractions are off the chart, and you didn't even know, like you were fine. I was like, yeah. I was like, I guess I was fine. I mean, I've been in pain this whole goddamn time, but I guess I'm fine. And then the nurses go, oh, I'm so sorry. And he was like, Sabrina, you didn't say anything? And I was like, they told me that I was gonna feel pressure, so I just thought it was pressure. I didn't think anything of it. And he goes, would you like some epidural? And I was like, hell yeah, give me some more of that. So he was like, I am so sorry. Like he kept apologizing for them, and then they apologized to me. And then as he's like, okay, so he gave me the thing, and it didn't kick in yet. Like I was still able to feel my toes. I was, you know, still able to feel everything. And they're like, we have to check you again. I was like, okay, whatever. So they took the ball out, and they checked me, and they go, oh, you're 10 centimeters dilated. You have to push. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm not pushing. I was like, the epidural hasn't kicked in yet. I was like, I'm not pushing. I don't want to push. Don't let me push. I started freaking out because I could feel everything. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. And they're like, you had no choice. You have to push. Like, you have to push. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And so I have had no fucking choice. Like they said, they threw my legs up on the thing. They took off whatever I had on. Like, why did I have anything on? But they put the gown up. They're like, okay, everybody out the room. The only people who need to be here is 2 people and who she wants. And I was like, okay. I was like, I want my mom and I want my boyfriend. And they're like, okay, that's fine. So everybody left. And then it's, let's see, it was 12 o'clock at midnight, I believe. Or no, I started pushing at 9:30. I started pushing at 9:30. My son did not come out until 12:17 the next day. I pushed for 3 hours. Bitch, I was dying. And so when I got the epidural, they were checking my dilation. I was 10 centimeters. And then I started to feel sick. I was like, I have to throw up. And they're like, you want Zolplan to, you know, make you feel better? And I said, sure. They gave it to me. That shit did not work. The whole time I was pushing, I felt like I had to puke. So as I'm pushing, I have like the barf bag in my mouth just in case I have to throw up, because I have to throw up. And so I'm pushing, and they bring like the labor team, I guess. So the whole labor team comes in, and they're yelling at me to push. They're like, you're not pushing hard enough. You're not, you know, you need to push. And I started to run a fever. I'm getting sick. And they're like, they gave me this. They tie up a sheet, and they tie it around your hand, and you have to pull it, and because it makes you push harder. I did not like that because my fingers were all like this, and my fingers are hurting. Like, I did not need my fingers hurting when I could feel my vagina being ripped in half. I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this shit. Get it out of my face. And so they go, so you need to grab your thighs. So I grabbed my thighs, and my boyfriend said, like, he could see my nail imprints into my thighs because I was, like, gripping them so hard. And then the doctors are so weird. They're like, his hair's out. You want to feel his hair? And I was like, no, I don't want to feel his hair. And they were like, do you want to see his head? And I was like, no, I don't want to see my vagina getting ripped in half, covered in blood, and a head coming out. I'm sorry. I love my son, but no. And so they call my doctor, and then she comes in. She's you got it? Talking to the nurse. The nurse like, yeah, I got it. I was like, the fuck? I was like, okay. My doctor walks out the room, and I'm like, okay, bye. So I'm with the nurse, and the nurse is like, she's like waiting to like I can't do it anymore, or to like the baby's head is far enough to where the doctor comes in and the doctor starts pulling him out. My doctor started falling asleep as I was pushing. She's just sitting there looking at my vagina, and she's falling asleep. She's all like that, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, my son's being born, my vagina's getting ripped in half, and you're sleeping while I'm screaming? And that's another thing. I couldn't scream. I couldn't go, I couldn't do any of that. They said I had to hold my breath and keep it inside. You know how hard that is to be pushing a human out of you and not being able to go, y'all, this shit. Oh my God. And so after that, they were like, okay, you need to push, or we're gonna have to vacuum your son out or cone your son out, whatever they use to like pull him out. They're like, because you're getting sick, and if you stay, like, if your fever doesn't go down, your son's gonna get sick, so we need to get him out so he's healthy. Yo, I almost cried because I've been pushing for 3 hours and he has not came out yet. Like, not even, like, his head like came out, but it kept going back in, so it was like this. And I was like, yo, I can't do this no more. And so I was like, can I rest? And they're like, yeah, go ahead and rest. So I just took a big, like, deep breath. I was like, and as I did that, my son slipped right out. They were like, oh, your son's coming anyways. And I was like, for real? And then I didn't even feel him come out. I just felt like a big ass relief off of my stomach. And after that, I was like, I'm so done. No, I lied. She started to stitch me up, and I screamed bloody murder. Like, that was the worst part. Not the pushing, not my vagina feeling ripped in half, not the contractions. Her stitching me up hurt the worst. I cried so much and I screamed so much. My mom was like on the side of me, and I'm holding her hand. I was like, mommy, it hurts, mommy, it hurts. And she goes, you want to look? No, I don't want to look. I don't want to look at my vagina being bloody, okay? I don't want to look. Stop asking me if I want to look at my bloody vagina. I don't. And then she goes, you want to see your placenta? And she holds it like a fucking shrine. Like, she's all, look. And my poor boyfriend, like, they took him to the other side of the room to be with my son. And they go, and Ryan turns back, and he just, like, because you have to push again for the placenta to come out after you have your baby. So the nurse is pushing on my stomach, and I'm crying because it hurts. And then she's like, I'm sorry, honey, I'm sorry. You know, you can just be done. Just be done. I don't want to do this shit no more. And so she pushes the placenta out, and then that's when the doctor goes, oh, I'm like, I don't want to see my placenta. Stop it. And of course, she has to like examine it for whatever reason, so she's looking all in it, and I just turn my head and I'm crying to my mom, because this is when she starts stitching my vagina up, and I'm crying, and I'm just like, yo, I can't. And then after that, they're like, you need to go to the bathroom. I was like, yeah, I gotta pee. And they're like, okay, so then they're like, okay, you want to try to go to the bathroom? And I was like, yeah, let's just get this over with. So I get up and I walk to the bathroom, and I use the restroom like normal. Well, not normal, because my vagina's like fucking, sore. But whatever, I did it. And then I get transferred to another room, and then I stay there for 2 days, and I'm on like 5 different antibiotics. And that's when I get sick, but that's another motherfucking video. I got sick from the hospital. If y'all want to watch that, let me know. Actually, I don't care if y'all want to watch it or not, because I'm probably gonna upload it, because y'all need to hear me rant about me being sick from the hospital. We gonna sue the hospital. We coming after y'all. Maybe not, because I ain't got no money, but maybe with income taxes, maybe I could afford a lawyer. But you know, that's another whole situation. We don't know what we gonna do. But anyways, that's my labor story. Now I have my beautiful son Jaden. He will be 3 months, February 24th. Y'all, no one told me that this shit is hard. Being a mother, being a at-home mother by yourself is hard. I am tired, I am stressed, y'all. No, like, people said it was gonna be hard, but I didn't know it was gonna be this hard. Like, this is like some different level type of hard. Now we're 3 months in. It's a tad better, just a tad, little bit, just a little bit. But you know what? I'm gonna let y'all go. You already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, follow my socials. You know, because we're trying to get famous on this YouTube thing. We're trying to collect the coins. We're trying to collect the coins. Bye, y'all. Have a great day. Stay tuned for our next video.